Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, on another beautiful Sunday morning, or afternoon, technically. It is actually a very beautiful day. We've had some very beautiful days so far this week. At the beginning of the week was kind of, but
other than the good weather, dude, I'm tired. Like I know you look tired, I look tired. We're just like exhausted. Long week.
Well, I think I look exhausted because I've slept in the past 2 days. Finally, I was able to actually sleep in, which I say sleep in because normally I wake up anywhere between 6 and 6:30. Yesterday I woke up at 7:30.
Honestly, at this point, like, that's sleeping in.
Yeah.
Like, I get up for work, get up to the shop around like 6:30, but I get to the shop around 7 most of the time. But Ash wakes me up 8:30 every morning. And I'm like, that's sleeping into me.
Well, last weekend I didn't really get to sleep in like at all. It was like I was waking up at like 6:30 just because I had so much stuff to do. But I just decided, this weekend I'm kind of just gonna relax.
Yeah.
Take a weekend to myself.
Bro, you coming to the memorial camp out? You gonna be camping out with us, or?
I don't know.
You don't know.
It just depends on what I have going on.
Because back when we were younger, that's all we were looking forward to, is come back here. And instead of camping for that one day, we'd always come back here and camp for like a week.
Yeah.
Yeah, we made this home base for a week. I know some people in the church didn't really like that, but...
Well, we did it for 4th of July, too.
Yeah.
We would come out like Wednesday or Thursday.
And just camp.
And camp all weekend. Then we wouldn't leave until like Monday or Tuesday. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because it was middle of summer. Didn't have school.
Didn't really have work.
Yeah, we were living the good life.
Good life. Off our parents. But oh my goodness, dude.
Back when we were kids.
I was walking through the woods yesterday, getting to the fishing spot. Get down there, only catch like 4 fish. On the way back, I'm like, it was hot yesterday, so wearing those waders, I was in like an oven, and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna take these off. Worst mistake, because I was barefoot, but I walk barefoot everywhere. So I walk about 365 yards out of the woods barefoot, but I was walking on a rock pile because I didn't want to walk in the mud. I walked up on a rock pile, got my foot stuck between two rocks, and I just fell over.
That's what you get for walking barefoot, you nasty.
But no, I fell over, janked my foot up, and I landed on this barb bush, and I hit my head off a tree. I just look up at Merrick, I'm like, hi, Merrick. We just both start laughing. I'm like, ain't no way that just happened.
Yeah.
And
it's fine if you fall down and you're by yourself, but if you're with someone, you got to play it off.
Hashtag embarrassing. You know what I mean? I just like, oh my goodness. Like if someone would have made a video, that would be going viral. Because I just like, voop.
Title: Fat Man Falls. Hashtag Fat Man Falls again.
Oh my goodness.
Earthquake in California.
Oh,
speaking of hashtags, it is fact of the day. Yeah. So, Joe, did you know that a hashtag technically isn't called a hashtag?
What?
Yeah, the actual proper name for a hashtag is not hashtag.
What is it?
It is Octothorpe, if I'm saying that correctly. Octo stands for the 8 points that a hashtag has. So like each line creates 2 points. And Thorpe just means like mystery.
What the heck?
Yeah. It's part of a mystery.
So instead of saying hashtag Octothorpe.
Yeah, the proper name for the hashtag symbol or the pound symbol, because, sometimes it will be like pound or the number symbol. It is actually called a Octothorpe, not a hashtag.
But it has different, like, people use it for different things.
Well, it's used for different things, but the proper name for it is Octothorpe. Yeah.
It sounds like
Sounds like I'm
a villain.
Yeah, from like Spider-Man.
From Spider-Man. That's exactly
Doc
what
Ock, you know?
Yeah.
But no, it's Octothorpe. I think I'm pronouncing it right. I might not be, which probably won't be, but it's
Octothorpe.
OC. Yeah,
T-O.
OCTOTHORPE.
ORP. Thorpe.
Octothorpe.
No.
But yeah, it's Octothorpe.
I'm not gonna lie, you could tell that we're a little tired. We're just like kind of just wanted to sit back and relax today, because we're like nonchalant with this.
I can't relax today. I gotta go. After this, I gotta go home, mow grass.
Oh yeah, it is Mother's Day. Mother's Day. So happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day
to all you mothers out there. And like my dad made a good point today. If you did not have a child, just think about the kids that are in your life. You are a mother to them, especially if you're fostering or just having people in and out of homes.
Like if you don't have a child, find a child that doesn't have a mother.
Yeah. But no, but like Miss Pat in the church, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
she never had kids of her own, but she took so many kids under her wing.
Oh, yeah.
In kids ministry, Brandy, she took Brandy. And like my dad was recognizing those women in the church too, because they're a witness and an example to those kids that do not have their bio moms with them. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
But like, yeah, we appreciate all women.
They do a lot. All the stay-at-homes, taking care of kids, or even the ones that are out like working and come home and take care of the kids. And you know what? Actually, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this too. And I know Mother's Day is all about the mothers. Yeah. But I'm also gonna give a shout out to all the guys real quick that have to be the mom as well.
That too.
Like the single dads that have to be kind of like the dad and the mom. Yeah. To like if they have a daughter, like obviously, like some stuff's gonna be weird that you're gonna have to talk about, you know. But at the same time, you know. So shout out to all the single dads that have to be kind of like a mother to their daughters
in certain situations.
Yeah. You know, explain stuff to their daughter that a mother should. But yeah, just shout out to them too. Shout out to all the moms, all the stay-homes, the working class.
Oh yeah, the ones that have to take over the job of their husbands too because they're not around.
Yeah,
like all the single moms out there.
All the single ladies, all the single ladies, all the single ladies, put your hands up. I don't know.
What? Intrusive thoughts, I guess.
Not to them.
Oh my goodness. But no, after the podcast, I know I'm heading up to my mom and dad's house. They're having a little cookout. Might throw the line in the water a bit, but
I'm going home on grass.
Oh, dude.
My mom's at an event right now. Well, she's at a flea market.
She selling stuff?
Yeah.
Does she take her own stuff up there and sell?
Mm-hmm.
Dang.
Yeah, she'll go around to like yard sales and stuff and pick stuff up and then just turn around and sell it. Sometimes she'll buy stuff off of me like that I'm trying to sell. And she'll just turn around and sell it.
Makes sense. But what was I gonna say? I forget what episode we're on, but dude, I was just looking back. Our first video was almost 2 months ago.
Well, I think this is episode 11.
11 or 12, something around there.
So we're almost 3 months in.
Almost 3 months in.
4, 8, yeah, 12 will be 3 months in.
Yeah. It's just like making me look like we did last week when we were talking about how we're already almost halfway through the 2025.
Yeah, no. We're almost halfway through May.
Yeah.
Already.
And it just feels like May started like yesterday, and that's probably honestly why I'm so exhausted too, is because I'm realizing how fast it is going, and it's like I can't catch up with the pace that time's going, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. And looking at the work I had to put into my house, I had Joey come over, and dude looked at me and said, "Dude, your electric box is from like the 1800s." Not that far back, but you know, he was exaggerating. He's like, "Dude, this needs remodeled. We're getting all the water lines done." Then he started looking at the roof, and he's like, "Dude, you need that done too. You need to get asbestos out." I'm like, $50,000 or more just in repairs for that house. But you know what? I have a roof over my head, roof over my family, food in the stomach, and lights that turn on and off. What all can you ask for?
I mean, you can ask for more, but
Yeah.
don't mean you're gonna get it.
No. Because, you know, God has you in a certain place, you know what I mean? It's just like how I'm seeing time go as fast as it is. And, like, it just makes you think a lot.
Yeah, I have like a month and a half to get my car done.
And, like, yeah. Like, it's insane, like...
It seems like before it was like, oh, yeah, like I have like 4 or 5 months to do it. Now I'm like, I have a month and a half, and I've made, like, no progress. So.
That's why I'm saying it's just like, today doesn't feel like today.
No, it
For
doesn't.
some reason. It just feels like one of those days that you're, like, not in your head, but, like, kind of in your head, but, like...
Yeah.
It's like an illusion type. I don't know.
It's a simulation.
Yeah, it feels like a simulation.
The birds aren't real. Yeah, I'm just saying, when COVID hit back in 2020, where'd all the birds go?
As we hear birds in the...
They're watching us. They had... Oh, my bad. I'm losing my microphone here. They were recharging the birds.
Dude, I didn't realize that.
We're not going to get into conspiracies.
No, we're not. I could go into so many conspiracy theories. Oh, my goodness.
I want to talk about a trend real quick. I don't know what's going on with it, okay? Somehow I got thrown into it. But, what is up with... I'm going to try to word this right so people don't get mad at me. So I'm going to say the proper term. What is up with the African Americans saying that gingers are now being classified as being black?
Oh, yeah, you're talking about this at work.
It's like all over my Facebook. It's all over TikTok.
It found you.
And I'm just like...
just found you.
I was just watching a video, waiting for you to come out. And this one girl, she was just like, well, if you look at it, if you take an African-American male and a ginger male, they have pretty similar builds. I'm like, what do you mean? Then she goes, most ginger men are like big and like strong and stuff like that. And I'm like, no, look at Ron Weasley. But whatever. But I don't know what's up. Like, it just keeps coming up on my TikTok and Facebook and
Are you paranoid about it?
Instagram. I'm not paranoid about it, but I'm just like confused on why out of nowhere gingers are being classified.
Give us the answer. Shaun needs to know.
Some people are saying it's because the Irish were also enslaved. And then some are saying that the Irish and the African American people share a common ancestor.
Okay.
I'm like, well, technically we all share a common ancestor.
Yeah, it's Adam and Eve.
Yeah. Speaking of Adam and Eve, I saw something.
Oh, okay.
I saw something.
Getting into it.
It was on TikTok, and it said that Adam was not made for Eve, but Eve was made for Adam because, you know, like, God made Eve out of Adam's rib.
Yeah.
So therefore, Eve was, you know, made for Adam because Eve was Adam's missing piece. Mm-hmm. So I was like, okay, well, that kind of makes sense. Like, if you read about it, obviously Eve was made from Adam, da-da-da-da-da.
Well, you got to think too. God had Adam name every single animal,
Well,
and they all had companions.
You also have to sit there and think. There's so many people nowadays that are just like, oh, well, men don't need women. And if you think about it, technically, so most of the time you hear females say, men, like, we don't need men. Then you have guys that are like, well, I don't need a girl.
But that's going... Let's go get scripture, Shaun.
But you also have so many people that are just like, well, that's why men, if you look at the anatomy of a male, they have one less rib than females. No. We have the same amount of ribs.
It was more of like a saying you're... Oh, I can't right now. I don't know. My mind's kind of just blank. But what do you call that? Not a metaphor.
Metaphor?
Metaphor or like an example, like from you.
Just because it says that God took Adam's rib doesn't mean he legit took Adam's rib.
It was just...
He literally could have just taken a chunk of it. Or he could have just... was just like, okay, yeah, you see that rib right there? I'm going to just...
Or just wanted to make a point that from you...
Yes.
You know what I mean? Because Adam is lonely.
Or who knows? Maybe God took Adam's rib, but then God was just like, wait a minute. Now you're going to be weird looking because you're missing one singular rib. So I'm going to give you another rib. And still made Eve out of Adam's original rib.
Know.
Yeah, you never know.
You never know.
Speaking of loneliness, this is going to be another fact. Did you know there's an actual term that the Japanese use for when you are eating but you're not hungry?
Oh yeah, you told me this. What is it?
I did. I have to look it up again because I forget it. I was trying to find fact of the day for you guys.
Yeah, he found a couple.
I found a couple.
While he's looking that up, I'm going to tell you guys a joke. Joke of the day. Yeah. Okay, it's not really that cool, but this wife was talking to her husband, and the wife said, honey, so if I would pass away, like, out of country, let's say Jerusalem, if I would pass away, would you pay the $500 to get me buried in Jerusalem, or would you pay the $30,000 to ship me back home and bury me? The husband thought about it for a bit, and he said, I'd pay the $30,000. She said, you would really do that for me? And he said, yeah, because a man 2,000 years ago named Jesus Christ was buried in Jerusalem. He was dead for 3 days, and he rose. I don't want to take my chances. But you're not going to laugh at that? What are you doing?
I've heard that joke about 5 times this week, Joe.
It's funny.
You tell everyone.
I tell everyone because it's funny.
Obviously not, because I didn't laugh. Anywho's, I found it.
He found it. Let's just listen. Listen in, guys.
The Japanese word... It's going to sound weird how I say it. I don't know if I'm saying it right because I don't speak Japanese. But the Japanese word... Kuchi zamishi, again, I don't know, okay, is the act of eating when you're not hungry because your mouth is lonely. And I'm gonna defend myself here on why I said kuchi, because it's literally Kuchi.
Ku, so it's not the actual.
Yeah, it's not Coochie. No, it's Kuchi. Then the second one is Zamishi. So it's Kuchi zamishi. I think, I don't know, probably not. But that is the act of eating when you're not hungry because your mouth is lonely.
That does not make sense at all, but it kind of does.
No, you're eating because you're bored. Haven't you ever found yourself, like, you're not really hungry, you're just sitting there kind of bored, then out of nowhere, you're grabbing something to munch on?
Yeah.
There you have it.
Oh, man. No. That's why I'm big. That's why
You big.
I'm big.
You big boy.
I'm big boy. You're big boy.
Yes.
My mouth's all lonely.
Mine's not, so you can leave me alone.
My mouth's are, our mouths are lonely.
But, yeah, you learn new stuff every day.
What's it called?
Coochie, Zamuchi.
Coche, Simone. I can't.
Yeah. Bawelo.
Bobby saw.
You heard it here first.
Ding. Just imagine, guys, you're at a cookout. All you hear is this flying past your face, like.
Sounds like a dying cat. You know what I hate is when you're standing there and then out of nowhere you just like right in your ear.
Then it like feels like it gets lodged up. It goes.
What are you talking about?
Like a gnat flying in your ear. It, like they get in there and it just seems like they're like. Then you go like this, and like. I'm sorry.
No.
I'm sorry. I need to quit saying I'm sorry so much. I'm not sorry.
Some people's
It's just
kids.
my personality. I'm sorry. Ah!
You just have a straight crash out. All right, that's fine. You good over there now?
I'm so lonely. I have nobody for my own. Shaun sings that song every night. I am so lonely. I have nobody for my own.
No, I don't.
No, this is him.
No, because I honestly really don't care.
He's like, I got God by my side. Hey, this ain't a Glock, it's a KJV. Hey.
That's definitely not how the song goes.
Oh my goodness. I'm not gonna lie.
This isn't a Glock. They call it a KJV.
And that's the word. Hey.
So, if y'all are wondering what Joe's talking about, there's a song that I found on TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll tell you guys the name of the song.
He can't play it because of copyright.
Yeah, so I'll tell you guys the name of the song and the artist. He has two songs that I listen to. The artist name is Rich Dan Famous. Okay, it's all one word. You don't have to do spaces or anything. One of his songs is P31. It talks about how basically he was like in the hood and like he would always carry a Glock and everything else, but then he found a girl that was basically his Proverbs 31.
Yeah.
And helped him turn his life around. And then the other one is Bibles over Birkins, which talks about how he will buy his girl a Bible over a Birkin bag, and that he'll walk through the hood holding a Bible now instead of
a Glock.
Basically. And that's why he says
This ain't a Glock.
This isn't a Glock. They call it a KJV.
No. Yeah, you were listening to that at work. I was just like, oh,
but it's got like
that
the
lyric popped up. I'm like, hey, yo!
It's got that like hood type music, but it's Christian.
Oh, it was amazing. I love that.
Like he doesn't swear in it. It's actually really good. I haven't listened to any of his other songs yet, but those two are definitely a good one. And then another one that's really good is by Ole 60, OLE 60, Ole 60.
Yeah.
Called Brother Joe. And that one's about a guy that he meets a girl named Valerie, turns his life around, he becomes a pastor. One day he's singing an old church hymn that Valerie taught him, and trying to study to get his sermon and everything ready. for Sunday. He gets a phone call. It's a sheriff's department. Someone broke into the parsonage.
Oh, this is a sad one.
Killed his 3 sons. And in the song, they say, "Sweet, sweet Valerie." So they killed his whole family. And he's talking, the sermon that he's trying to like study for and stuff is about forgiveness and turning the other cheek and stuff.
Oh, man.
And then he finds that out. So then he grabs the gun and he's like talking about how, like, you know, vengeance and all this other stuff. But it's another good song. I highly recommend listening to them.
I haven't listened to it all the way through, but you had it up.
Yeah.
But no, is the song based off a true story?
No.
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 But just imagine that. Like, God gives you a word and it's about forgiveness.
Forgiveness and turning the other cheek. And then as you're singing an old hymn, you look down and all you see is the sheriff's office calling your phone. And all they say is, the neighbors heard, because in the song it says, neighbors heard the poppin', we got him, 2 broken locks, 3 little bodies, and Sweet, Sweet Valerie.
Oh, my goodness.
And it's such a good song.
But it's sad at the same time.
It is. Like, at first, it's a really good song. Like, it's not sad at all. And then it gets to that part, and you're like, dang. Like, he's talking about forgiveness, and then he just lost his wife, and his kids. 3 sons. And now it's like, okay, well, do I forgive or
do I seek vengeance?
Seek vengeance.
That's crazy. It's a good song, though.
Good song.
Good song.
Any song by Old 60 is pretty good.
But
Smoking a Light, that's a good one.
I want to kind of go over, like, the kids, the youth have been such a blessing. Like, it has nothing to do with what we were talking about, but, like...
I mean, we were just talking about kids. I mean, they were dying. But.
Yeah, but, we have, like, a total of, like, 10, 13 kids, you know what I mean? And God's, like, teaching me, like, you don't have to have 60 to 100 kids, you know what I mean? You have to start at one place, you know? But I think we talked about it a little bit last week of making true disciples. And I spoke on that to the kids about being a true disciple. And I spoke to the kids and told them the gospel. Because I asked the kids, can any of you guys tell me what the gospel is? And none of them could tell me. So I had to teach them the gospel, you know what I mean? And the first time of me taking over the youth group, the first time, and seeing every kid raise their hand saying they want to be a true disciple. Like, yes, there's sometimes whenever you're a youth, you see another youth raise your hand. So they're going to raise their hand, you know what I mean? They want to fit in with that group. But it didn't feel like that, you know what I mean? We have this kid that I know struggles with a lot, that is not very open, that doesn't really talk, and just keeps to himself, you know what I mean? And he even rose his hand. And I was like, God is working through these kids, and it's a blessing to see that every single day working with those kids. That they want to be true disciples, that they want to go out and make true disciples. Because I kept telling the kids, hey, we need to invite, you know what I mean? But they can't invite if they don't know the gospel. They can't invite if they can't back up scripture, you know what I mean? They can't invite if they can't even have a decent conversation with someone that you're teaching the word to them, you know what I mean? And like I told the kids, I taught them the gospel. And I said, listen, not everybody's going to want to come in. You can't force them. There's going to be people who even debate you that God's not even real. But you need to back it up. I said, it's going to be rough. It's going to be tough. But if you need to know how to back it up, we'll teach you. You know what I mean? And the kids, and I just looked at them and I told the kids that how much I cared about them. Because you never know if those kids ever hear that in their home life, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, just being a light to those kids just warms my heart, you know what I mean? That God's working through them.
You good
Sorry,
over
Shaun. Yeah, I'm sorry. It makes me a little teary-eyed just thinking, like, because these kids, they say, though, the kids are the future. No, they are the church now. You know what I mean? And if a church doesn't have kids in their church, youth, that church is dying. We need a big revival and a big turnover of true disciples in the church. You know what I mean? That's my word for today. Anything else, Shaun?
No, you got it.
You got it?
You got it.
Well, hey, I know today was kind of all over the place, guys. I just know me and Shaun are both exhausted. Shaun's busy, I'm busy.
This is definitely going to be a shorter episode, which is okay. We've had some feedback saying that our episodes are kind of long anyways. So doing a shorter episode.
Yeah.
Good. Plus, we don't want to be here all day, doing an episode because it is Mother's Day.
Yeah. I have to get back.
Hey, there goes Ethan.
Oh, hi, Ethan. But no, we appreciate you guys tuning in. Happy Mother's Day again. Thank you to all the mothers. Thank you for your sacrifice and what you've done, especially my mother. Thank you for being there, being an example. But, yeah, we'll catch you guys later. I pray you guys have a blessed day, blessed Mother's Day.
Blessed week.
And a blessed week. Shaun, am I ending it out?
Well, yeah, I started. So.
Well, we'll catch you guys later. We'll see you next time in the Holler.